Hey guys, what is up? It is the Fast Break Report here, bringing you guys another vlog, and we gotta talk about Game 1 of the Knicks vs. Pacers series, because I'm gonna be honest with you, this might have been some of the worst officiating I have ever fucking seen in a playoff game. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, if they let this same officiating crew officiate any other game in this series, I would be really shocked, okay? Now, to start off the game, everything looked really good. I was very impressed with Isaiah Jackson. TJ McConnell did his fucking thing. Tyrese Halliburton was depressing once again. Miles Turner was very good. Siakam was very good. Most of the guys on our team had a good game. We were locking down defensively. I mean, we had the clamps on these motherfuckers for like the first 3 quarters of the game. Just everything was crazy. This not only had the feeling of a playoff game, but a grudge match. I mean, Obi Toppin's throwing down East Bays. Aaron Nesmith decided he was going to baptize Mitchell Robinson. We got Isaiah Hartenstein making half-court shots to go into halftime. I mean, the whole game was fucking crazy up until about the fourth quarter, until there was about, 6 minutes left in the fourth quarter. There was so much wrong with the officiating in this game that, even the fucking ESPN talking heads today are saying that the Pacers got robbed. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I feel like we did. I honestly feel like the Pacers got robbed in Game 1, because the fact of the matter is there was so many bad calls. First, let's start off with the most egregious call of the game, which was the Miles Turner screen on the final play of the game, okay? Now, I get that it was an illegal screen. 100%, it's an illegal screen. I'm gonna call it what it is. It's an illegal screen. But fucking Dante DiVincenzo sold the fuck out of it. I mean, that was flopping if I've ever seen it, okay? And it completely took away our chance to win the game. That call decided the game. And I understand that gets called. They called it on Dante DiVincenzo earlier in the game, actually. But the thing is, 5 seconds before that play fucking happened, but Jalen Brunson did the same exact thing to get what was it? Yeah, Dante DiVincenzo did the same fucking thing 5 seconds before that play that Miles Turner did to get Jalen Brunson open. So, it's just the idea, if you're gonna make that call, at least be consistent about it. That's my problem with it. It's okay, well, Miles Turner can't do it, but Dante DiVincenzo can. If there's any player on the Knicks that I simply do not like this year, it's Dante DiVincenzo. It's because Dante DiVincenzo not only runs his mouth, but he backs it the fuck up too. And I hate that about him, but he's also a guy that will, do some Marcus Smart bullshit. That's my problem with Dante DiVincenzo, is he will 110% do some Marcus Smart bullshit if it means that his team's going to win the game. So, great for the Knicks, horrible for the Pacers, right? But then there was the kickball. The kickball call. Both kickball calls, by the way. Let's talk about that, right? First, there was the Aaron Nesmith ball that was called as a kickball, which in fact wasn't a kickball. And apparently, you can't even review kickballs. You can review every other fucking play in the NBA, but you can't review a kickball, okay? That doesn't make sense to me. Then, okay, this one actually went in favor of the Pacers and didn't make sense to me, but Jalen Brunson dribbled the ball off of Andrew Nembhard's leg and went out of bounds, and a ref on the other side of the court, who can't even see the fucking play, is calling it for the Pacers. I'm sorry, but to me, when I see calls like that, where there's refs who can't see the fucking play, but are making calls and decisions in the game, I'm starting to think it's fucking fixed. When I see shit like that, I think it's fixed. And I've been seeing all this shit all morning from Knicks fans saying this bullshit. Oh, the Knicks don't get calls. These people are not happy whether they win or lose. Okay? Even when the Knicks win, oh, they don't get any credit. Then when they lose, oh, he wasn't getting fucking calls. Bro, you can't cry about both. Fucking pick one. Okay? At halftime, the free throw discrepancy was 15-3. Okay? The Knicks shot 15 free throws in the first half, and the Pacers shot 3. So all this bullshit that the Knicks don't get calls is it's fantasy, okay? It's made up bullshit by Knicks fans so they can feel better about their fucking shortcomings, all right? But then there was the other foul. Jalen Brunson jumped into Miles Turner on a block, definitely made full body contact. Even the TNT announcers who aren't with any team, okay? I think it was Ryan Anderson who was commentating the game for TNT or some shit like that. He's like, how that's like, Jalen Brunson blocked the ball, had full body contact with Miles Turner, and somehow that's not a foul call. Even they were like, bro, that's an obvious foul call. Nope, it got reviewed. It got fucking reviewed, and it still wasn't a foul call. Okay, so then we go to the Tyrese Halliburton layup that was also a shot clock violation. If you go back and look at that play, the ball is clearly out of Tyrese Halliburton's hands before they call the shot clock violation. Bro, the officiating was fucking garbage. I mean, I have never seen a more poorly officiated game than this one, okay? Even throughout the entire Bucks series, all right, there was not a problem. Like, throughout the entire Bucks series, I don't think there was a single call I looked at and was like, all right, like that call they got wrong. But it just irritates me where they come out in the 2-minute report after the game and say, oh yeah, Aaron Nesmith didn't actually kick the ball. That fucking play decided the momentum of the entire game. And then on the final play, where there's like a chance to win the game, they call an illegal screen. So, you know what? I'm going to be honest. I'm more pissed. I'm not even pissed that we lost, because I think we can fucking beat these guys. Like, obviously, Knicks fans didn't get the walk in the park they were thinking they were going to get, okay? Which, anybody who's been watching the fucking Pacers series knows this series was going to go to, like, it's at least 6 or 7 games. So, the idea that everybody thinks this series is going to be a walk in the park for the Knicks is fucking wrong. Same thing with the Pacers. Like, I know that we want to win this game. There's some people saying Pacers in 5, Pacers in 6, Pacers in 7. All right. This series is not going to be a walk in the park. I have a feeling there's going to be some serious rivalry tension after this game. Like, I feel like Tyrese Halliburton needs to play better. Tyrese Halliburton was essentially kind of non-existent in this game. The idea that TJ McConnell did not play in the fourth quarter when TJ McConnell was cooking them boys all game. I mean, all fucking game. They had no answers for the shortest motherfucker on our roster. And I get it. Tyrese Halliburton's your franchise guy. $260 million man. But he clearly, like, they weren't letting him do whatever it is that he does, which is unfortunately like an in and out dribble into a step back three, which everybody and their mother in the NBA has figured out at this point, obviously. So that's the job for Tyrese Halliburton over the offseason, is find another go-to move, because your current go-to move, everyone and their mother knows how to stop it, all right? I get it. Jason Tatum, Paul George, Luka Doncic, James Harden, everyone in the league does step back threes. The problem is that is Tyrese Halliburton's only fucking go-to move. You need to come up with a bigger bag this summer. You need to work on some bullshit, all right? But it's just the idea to me, when it's obvious that the other team is not letting Tyrese Halliburton cook, okay? Like, they know what he's going to do. Excuse me. I expect to see TJ McConnell. Like, if they don't have an answer for TJ McConnell and you're trailing or the lead is getting out of hand, bring him in. Like, honestly, I would have been perfectly fine with Tyrese Halliburton starting the fourth quarter or TJ McConnell starting the fourth quarter, and then vice versa, one of them two switch in to finish it. But the idea that TJ McConnell played almost zero, I don't even think he played a single minute in the fourth quarter, when it was very obvious they had no chance of guarding him, just seems like bad coaching to me. I'm sorry. To me, like, Isaiah Jackson was cooking them. I mean, like, that unit that we had out there with Obi Toppin, TJ McConnell, Ben Shepherd, Isaiah Jackson, and I think Pascal Siakam, right? Was it? I don't know who else was out there. Who was the fifth player? I don't know. But either way, that fucking unit, that bench unit, was putting in work. Our bench is better than theirs. Our bench outscored them like 46 to 9 or some crazy shit like that. Like, I'm sorry, but when you have bench scoring like that and you're playing defense like that, we even out-rebounded them. I mean, like, we had more offensive rebounds than them, and they're known for offensive rebounds. Like, when those things are going right, when you're out rebounding them, when you're destroying them in bench points, you have to win those games. And we let it get away. That's what happened. We let it get away. I knew as soon as Obi Toppin did the East Bay, I'm like, yep, this is over. And the reason I said that is the reason I thought that is because when you're playing a team like the Knicks, regardless of if they're a rival, I understand, like, they're the team that let him go, so he wanted to, like, rub it down their fucking throat. But it's just the idea, when you're playing a team like that, you kind of have to be humble because shit can get out of hand very quickly. And sure enough, it did. Okay, Jalen Brunson had 21 points in the fourth quarter. So, I don't know, man. I don't know what the fuck the deal is with, like, the refs and all this other shit. I get it. It's in Madison Square Garden. We should expect calls to not go our way. But the officiating, not just for the Pacers, but for the Knicks, too, was fucking egregious. I mean, in the idea that in the first half, the Knicks shot 15 free throws and we shot 3 is mind-blowing to me. So, and I get it, like, you can't rely on that. Like, I'm not trying to make an excuse for that. You can't rely on free throws. But it's just the idea, like, if you're going to call a game, at least call a fair fucking game, you know? I felt like there was plenty of time. Even on the last play of the game, it felt like Tyrese Halliburton got fouled. You know, it's just, I don't know, man. I don't know what the deal was, but this particular game, I don't want to say that the Pacers got robbed, but it feels like they got robbed. So, I don't know, man. You know, all I'm saying is, like, this is, they're just going to use this as fuel for the next game. It's if we can steal one game in the Garden, like this next game, game 2 on Wednesday, if we can steal a game in the Garden and then go home and win both of those games, like, I like our chances. I'm not going to lie. I like our fucking chances. It's just, this whole thing to me was bullshit. I'm just going to call it what it is. To me, this whole fucking thing seemed like bullshit. The idea that they call an illegal screen on the final play of the game, like a play that could have decided the game, they decide we're gonna call a fucking illegal screen, but that, by the way, never gets called in the NBA. Out of all the years I've been watching the NBA, okay, this happens in the regular season all the time, and nobody calls it. And then the one time you do decide to call it, it's on a game-deciding play. Like, even my buddy Jimmy, who, by the way, doesn't watch basketball, texted me last night with like the final 30 seconds of the game. Was like, bro, this last 2 minutes has been painful to watch. My man's isn't even a Knicks fan. He's not even a Pacers fan. He's like just watching the basketball game because it's the playoffs. And even he texts me, he's like, bro, he's like, not only, like he said to me, he's like, not only is this game like very, very hard to watch at the moment because they just keep calling fouls, but B, he's like, he said to me, he's like, it felt like you guys got fucked out of this. And that's from somebody who's not even a Knicks fan or a Pacers fan. I mean, I don't know, man. You know what? I just hope game 2 is better, but the officiating needs to be better. And it irritates me when it's like, we all see it happen in real time, they do nothing about it, and then, the 2-minute report comes, oh, well, we missed this, we fucked this up, this was wrong, that was wrong. I mean, like how much shit are you gonna get wrong? Like, you watch a regular season game, these motherfuckers don't ever get this shit wrong. Like, very rarely in regular season games do you see people get shit wrong. Then in the playoffs, all of a sudden, oh, we missed this, we missed that. It's like, I'm worn out on it, man. I'm completely fucking worn out on it. So, I don't know. We'll see what game 2 brings, but I'm gonna be honest, I kind of hope we dog walk these motherfuckers in the second game, because to me, that, honestly, they don't win that game if they don't get 2 of those calls. Like, if they don't get the kick ball, like, the kick ball call that they called on Aaron Nesmith, we were already on a fast break. As soon as the ball was out of Brunson's hands, we were on a break. Brunson had 3 turnovers in the fourth quarter with, like, I think 4 or 5 minutes left. That's usually detrimental to your fucking game. Like, that's usually detrimental to your game. And the idea that he had 3 of them, and out of all of them, like, okay, the one turnover he had, he tried to bounce it off Tyrese Halliburton, it bounced off him and ended up out of bounds. Then he had the fucking, he had the one where he tried to pass it to DiVincenzo, and then it bounced off Aaron Nesmith's hand. They called it off his leg. I just think to myself, like, some of these calls are so fucking blatantly obvious that to me, it's astonishing that they get them wrong. Like, the two calls that pissed me off the most last night was the foul on Miles Turner, where Jalen Brunson blocked him and really got more body than fucking ball. And even after the review, they were like, oh, it's a clean block, which it clearly fucking wasn't. Even the TNT guys knew that. And then afterwards, the kickball call on Aaron Nesmith, which clearly wasn't a kickball, you can't review those. So, I don't know, man. You know what? We just got we got the short hand of the stick. I don't know what else to tell you, but all I know is in game 2, like, it was nice to see Isaiah Jackson come into his own a little bit in this game because he was fucking balling, and I was a little worried about him after the Bucks series, but Ijax did his thing. Still no Jalen Smith. I'm kind of wondering why. I'm wondering if he said something to Rick Carlisle that pissed him off, but all I know is this series is definitely winnable. Okay, I don't understand all these people who are saying, oh, Knicks in 4, Knicks in 5, or Pacers in 4, Pacers in 5. This series is going to go to at least 6 games, maybe a 7th. And I'm so irritated that, like, this whole game, like, the game was fine up until the 4th quarter. Then the 4th quarter came, and all of a sudden it seemed like officiating as a whole just took the fucking quarter off. And we're like, yeah, we're just going to call as many bullshit calls as we can, and we'll see what happens. I mean, like, even, like, both kickball calls were fucking terrible. Like, dude's on the other side of the court, can't even see the fucking play. He's like, yeah, Pacers ball. Like, is that how officiating works in the NBA? You just decide who you want. Like, all right, guys, let's get together and decide who we want to give the fucking ball to, unless it's blatantly obvious. I mean, to me, that was wild. I was like, even the TNT announcer was like, yo, that ref should not be making that call. You're on the opposite side of the court. You can't see whose leg it's off of, but you're calling it for a team. I mean, that's fucking wild to me. I don't know. We'll wait and see what happens in game 2, but that game was fucking egregious. So, tell me what you guys think about this down below in the comment section below. Like helps me out. Subscribe if you guys want to see more on the Fast Break Report. And I'm out of this motherfucker. Peace, guys.